Hello, I'm Julia Cordova. Thank you so much for subscribing to my YouTube channel and hitting the like on my videos. I really appreciate it. Today I'm going to do something a little different. I'm actually going to talk about Bitcoin after I talk about the market indices. That's exciting. Oh boy, you ready? All right. Okay, so let's start off by looking at ES or SPX weekly futures. So, look at how well this purple line is performing. How many back tests could we possibly have of it? And last week I said if it got below this purple line, it was an eh, and I really thought that was the case. However, it bounced the F back up. So what does that mean? It means we're still range bound. It means that really until it closes below this purple line or until it closes above this blue line of 4183, the blue line is stable because it's a measured move. This blue line is a moving target going upwards. And last week was really just an inside week. So we don't really have much intelligence moving forward. And I was looking at, these two wicks next to each other, even though this is an inside candle. I mean, these are kind of two hammery things next to each other. And I was trying to find an example of two of these things next to each other so I could just see, sort of what's going on. This was kind of a close, if you will, of that. But, I mean, I don't know. It's still range bound. All right, let's look at the daily and see whether or not we can get some intelligence from that. All right. Now, this is beginning to look to me like an ascending triangle against resistance. Okay? So if it goes down a little bit and stays above these previous lows and then pops back up, I'm going to be forced to buy it. Buy it. Because that's just going to look too much like an ascending triangle to me. I have not drawn it in yet because I am now still waiting for either a third near low here or for it to break the F out over this 4178 number, which is close to that 4183 number on the weekly. But overall, still range bound. Kind of a smaller version of the week before. 3 reds, 2 ups, 3 reds. I mean, close enough, right? It's just sort of tightening up. It's some might call it triangulating. I don't think so. I think it's more sending triangling. But if it does get below this previous low from last week of 4055, no, then it's down. But if it gets back above this 4178 or the high from last week, which was also on Friday, of 4185, then it's going to look pretty good to me because it's very close to those all-time highs, and it's just going to get sucked up there with one close above here. It's so either down than up, but that's good, right? Let's talk about Nasdaq. Okay, so this is the weekly. And last week, just like in ES, we had an inside week here. Closed barely green for the week. Still sitting on-ish that RSI support here. Range bound, no intelligence there. Let's look at the daily. Okay. So here might be some intelligence. On Friday, and I you know what? I identified this on Thursday night. I was like, this looks like a bear flag to me, but I didn't want to say anything about it because I've just been conditioned that if I don't agree with the group, then I just get trolled a lot, and I didn't want to post about it, and shame on me for not doing it earlier, but I did it at the beginning of the day on Friday, and so there was still actionable stuff going on, and we still don't know whether or not this is a bear flag or not. And if it's a failed bear flag, then it's going to be really freaking bullish. But if it's a bear flag, then potentially this hidden gap that I talked about last week could come to fruition as a measured move. I don't know. I'm not going to calculate the measured move until we're out of the flag. Okay, but here's what I'm watching for. Lots of pivots for Sunday into Monday. We're looking at 13,536 as the top of the flag. It could go potentially all the way to 574 and still be okay as long as it closes back inside of this flag. But I don't necessarily think that would be a very bearish thing. On the support side, the gift line is 13333, which algos love those kinds of things. Have you ever noticed that? And then this next robot line would be the support after that. Below, oh, I don't think it'll get there, but let me just go ahead and mark it, because if I don't mark it, it'll get there for sure. The bottom of this bear flag, so a confirmation that this bear flag was a thing, would be a close below 13,106. And let me move this up too, just in case. I don't think so, but we'll see. Okay, so these are the values that I'm watching to find out whether or not we're in a bear flag or not. If we close above this rocket line, which is 13,592, I do believe this is a void and or a failed bear flag, which is super bullish. So I feel like we're right in the zone here. We're in the zone. So I took the short on Friday. I added to the short on Friday, right about here, and I'm happy right now. We'll see what happens. I'm happy to switch directions if I feel so. Let's look at Bitcoin. Oh boy, okay. So first of all, I want to talk about how I got these lines. So let's talk about this slope first, this upward slope, okay? If you look at the daily Bitcoin over time, every time it's gone bananas, let me make it smaller. Okay. Every time it's gone bananas, it's adhered to this line that I have, okay? So above the line, bananas, below the line, monkey poop. Bananas, monkey poop, okay? So I went ahead and just used those same lines here. You can see bananas, monkey poop. Bananas, monkey poop, okay? All right, now, and this is sort of a breakout line of if it's above it, then going forward, okay? So these are all lines I had drawn in last week that I didn't show you because I was scared of that too. I need to stop being scared. So anyway, I just put that same slope on the low from last week, and we have currently a bounce pretty much right off of it. Not exactly, I don't care. If 100 points is gonna screw you in any direction, that's your problem, not mine. Anyway, I personally do not feel that Bitcoin is, if you're like, okay, I'm a bottom catcher, like I'm all kinds of buy the low, you know what else, you know, that kind of person, but I feel that if you're just a normal person, then Bitcoin is not bullish unless it's above this 48,480, okay? Once it gets above that, and maybe even backtest it, I feel it's very bullish. Below that, I feel it's bearish. So that is my key pivot, okay? So far, we had a failed breakout here, and we have a bounce off of this line, and then, so here's where we are, okay? Now, first of all, if I'm just looking at this chart with none of these lines, this looks like, it looks terrible. This chart looks terrible. This looks very bearish. That would not preclude me from buying it, however, and here's why. Because, again, looking for similar patterns in this mess, we have right now, we had before a higher low. We still have a higher low. And even though this looks like monkey doo-doo, as it did here, by the way, here was a higher low. Look how many candles are in between. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 in between the higher low, right? Now we have 3 in between, but same thing. This is still okay to me. Below 31,156, I think it's going all the way down here to the 15K-ish level, okay? Somewhere between 16,000 and 14,000. That's 15,000. Above 39,206, which was this breakdown, the close above it, okay? And I think we'll see moves up into this 48,480, okay? Or the top of this channel, and we'll see how it goes. depending on when it happens. If it happens soon, then I expect going up here. If it happens a little bit later, then we might get verklempt or stopped here. I don't know why I said verklempt. Anyway, okay, so that's the deal. Above 31,156, I'd say okay. If you wanted to start a small long here and have a stop out here, that's okay with me. I don't care. I mean, I care. I don't want you to lose money, but that seems okay to me. But below here, it's very not good, extremely not good, super not good, because this does not look like a double bottom at all. This is not going to stop if it gets below here, okay? It's going to go down. If it gets above here, okay? Above 39,206 good, below 31,156 bad. All right, now let's look at gold. Gold held up super well last week, despite the indices having an inside week. Gold was like, hi, I'm on a mission. I'm trying to get back to this 1926. No one can stop me now. That's what it's looking like to me. So gold just still looks super bullish to me. And it might back test, and if it does, the back test this week would be what it needs to stay above to stay superty bullish is 1842.7. Okay? As long as it stays above that, it looks good to go to 1926. So 1842.7. Otherwise, up. This is the 4 hour. This does not look at all toppy to me. In fact, it looks triple toppy. Triple tops are not tops. So I think it's definitely getting above 18, or what, where is this? 1890 or so. Looks to me, because 1, 2, 3, nope, going higher, in my opinion. Yeah, same thing with it. I mean, it's even more, these hourly 1, 2, 3 is even more on the 1 hour as opposed to the 4 hour. It's going higher. It could go lower first, but it's going higher. Have comfort, seek comfort. Okay, let's look at silver. Okay, silver does not look as bullish as gold did. Now, this is interesting because I remember when silver looked more bullish than gold did way back when, and it did kind of lead the charge. It did. So what I'm watching for silver is, this is the weekly, and it still stayed above the key, still bullish. It still has a higher high, it still has a higher low. It does not have the prettiest candle. Does silver tend to care about candles? Nope. Look at this pretty candle. Didn't respect it. Okay, so it doesn't respect the pretty candles. Why would it respect the ugly candles? That's how silver is. It's real silvery. Okay. Anyway, I had pointed out on Twitter this bull flag I talked about last week. We broke out of it, and then we've just been consolidating above still the breakout zone. Okay, and this is a moving target. Okay, but as long as it stays above this 2713 area or so, it still looks good to me. I mean, I know it's discouraging. I understand this, but we got it bigly down here. Hopefully we took some profits at some point over in this area, because this was a lot. This one, I mean, right after we bought it, went right straight up. Okay, but silver is very twitchy. Silver is very hard to trade. So it still looks bullish to me at this time. Now, I would be concerned if it goes all the way down to this key area of 2694. I would be concerned that it was forming a head and shoulders on the 4 hour. You know what I mean? So, yeah, 2713, still okay. Any lower than that, not going to be okay, because it's going to get sucked down here, and then it's not going to look okay. In fact, if it does get sucked down here, I'd prefer that it goes lower, just so that it doesn't form a head and shoulders, so it does some weird megaphone thing or something like that. So if it goes to the key level and bounces, I think that's not great. If it goes below the key level though and bounces, it might be a megaphone. So there's that. But that's about as much intelligence as I can give you right now. Hopefully you take partial profits, because that was a really good one. And this still though is consolidation. It might go straight up. We don't know. Maybe it'll follow gold. Let's look at GDX. Maybe that'll give us some clues. Okay. So GDX is a basket of gold miner stock. We bought it here, guys. What is going on? We're very good at this. Now, the Martini line all along has been resistance. It pretty much closed exactly on the Martini line last week. The good news is we broke out above this previous high, okay? So we have a higher high at this time. And some consolidation around this level would not hurt because, like I said, when it gets, maybe it'll just go straight up. And when it gets above 40.86, it's one of those, buy it. As long as it holds it, obviously. I don't know. I'm not a future teller. Like, I don't want to even get into that conversation. So anyway, above 40.86, it's good. Consolidation around this area. And it did close right above it, hairs above it, like 10 cents or something. It was not very much, but it closed above this Martini line, but pretty much right on it. So some consolidation here would actually be a good thing, I think, longer term. But it did break out of the channel, back test, and come straight up. So, it does have a ways to go, actually. And so we'll see. Above here, I think it's very good. But around here, okay, even all the way down to these MAs is okay. A back test of the 9 MA on the weekly is all the way down to 36.96 or so. That would be a kind of, okay, I'll add a little bit more. Let's see where it goes kind of thing. In fact, it could be an inverse head and shoulders. It could be as a continuation pattern. It's possible. Continuation up, it's possible. So it could come all the way down here and still be okay. But yeah, right now I'm looking for some consolidation here, unless it gets above here, and then whoop, I'll be out. Okay, let's look at XOP and oil. This is the oil weekly futures. So I know this candle looks bad, but it was a higher high. It was also a lower low. So it sort of engulfed it in a way, but still closed the week above last week's low, so it's still looking promising. I'm going to be buying dips if we get one this week, down to this 60 area or so. I'll look to start buying some dips there, and if it continues dropping, I'll start looking at the lower time frame to see whether that was a smart idea. But so far, XOP higher high, higher low, looking good for our swing here off of this back test. Looking great. All right, let's talk about Nete. Okay, last week I had talked about buying it if it gets above this previous high, and of course it gapped up, so I bought it. I scalped it a little bit. Did I catch the very here? Because I got scared. I was waiting for it to like tank when it first opened. Anyway, I scalped a little bit, and then I got chicken and stopped, and then I just watched it go boom down. Okay. So anyway, looking at it from a weekly, that was daily. Looking at it from a weekly perspective, it's still triangulating, okay? It's still a breakout. It's still kind of triangly because we didn't get above this previous high. But that's kind of what I expected, frankly, because I wanted these daily gaps always freaking fell. They always fell, but I was looking for it to fill like over in this week, and it just didn't do it. 2 weeks in a row it did nothing pretty much, and then it okay. Anyway, this gap is still open all the way down to 2.875. If it gets to 2.875, I will probably start scaling into a long again, and then I will add if it looks even more dire, because that's how I trade this thing. Do not do what I do. I don't know. It just looks to me very bullish longer term, so I'm buying dips, and I really do want it to fill this gap, so it might not. It might not. So maybe I'll buy one micro contract just for FOMO, and then I can watch it go down, and then I can know all along that I was correct. That could be one of my strategies. Don't do that at home. No, but my main plan is to try and wait till it fills this gap. And I expect that if it does fill the gap, it will not immediately bounce up, because probably I'm not the only one looking at it. It'll probably do a little dive. I will add more, excuse me, and then I will put in a stop so I don't lose my butt. Okay, let's look at Joe, or coffee. It looks very bullish. Still above this airplane line, which this week is 40.82. Looks super bullish to me. Looks like it's holding its breakout. Looks good. Good to me. Okay, that's it. I made myself big. Alright, thank you again for subscribing to my YouTube channel and liking my videos. I appreciate it. I will see you on the interwebs. Okay, bye.